Hello, everyone. My future career field will be psychology. I do take a lot of interest in learning how the human brain works and why people do the things that they do, where do all of these illnesses come from, and so forth. But the science behind psychology, it really consists of theories that are being developed and being conducted by researchers. It's done by tests. It's done by surveys on the study is pretty much the study of normal and abnormal functions, of course. I do enjoy helping people, which is why I chose this career field, why I chose this path. And it's just the psychology side of me that's always asking the question why and how and so forth. And, a lot of psychologists, they deal with people with disabilities and many different illnesses. Some of the most common illnesses that we see today in children that are so common would be autism, ADHD, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome. There's just some of them, just to name a few. They're seen in a lot of children nowadays, and just here in the United States, in America, 1 out of 68 children have autism, and it's most commonly seen in boys for some odd reason. That's why scientists and psychologists, like what I plan on being, are working really hard to figure out why. Why is it so common in males and not females? What causes this? What's the reason behind it? What's the purpose? Now, when we get to talking about adults, some of the most common disabilities that we see today is depression, you see heart disease, cancer, arthritis, just to name a few as well of those, and how a lot of people cope with their disabilities and the different mental illnesses. They have these animals, called service animals. And some people have monkeys, some people have dogs, some people have cats. It just really depends on what they want their service animal to be. And a lot of those animals, they bring them comfort. They calm them down. I see a lot of people with anxiety come to the store that I work in, and they'll have a dog that's supposed to be keeping them calm and keep them on track and keep them on the right path, I guess you would say. And they're really good, calm dogs. You don't really see too much of those service animals running out and getting really rowdy because they're service animals. They're there to make that person feel comfortable and feel, just in their skin. But back to why I chose this profession. I chose this profession, like I said, because I love to help people. And I see so much of unsolved mysteries, unsolved illnesses, and no one knowing what's going on with this and where does this come from. One illness that they've never figured out where it came from, they never figured out a cure for it, Ebola, for example. It just disappeared. It happened, and then it just up and disappeared. I'm one of those scientists. I want to know what happened, what brought this upon the United States, what brought this upon the world itself. Where did it come from? How did it come about? Why did it disappear? So forth. With psychology, there's so many branches. You have the science environmental kind of psychology, where you study the earth and you study why is this happening and why does the weather act this way, and pretty much what meteorologists do. And that there it is really many different branches. As I said, another branch of it would be social psychology, where you deal with adolescents and their communicating and how they deal and their behavior and how they work with others and so forth. Media has become one of the greatest social things out ever. We see so many people interacting over the internet rather than when they're face to face, when they're near each other or around each other, it's always over Facebook, media takeout, TMZ. You get all of this news broadcasts, just for example. That media has become so famous, and it's just kind of is taken away from, a lot of people. And that's where the social psychologists come in. Where does that come from? What makes this go about? What makes people and teenagers and, just like I said, people in general go that route? Just worry so much about communicating over the website or through the web or social networks rather than communicating face to face. Another thing with why I chose psychology is because I love people. I really got into it because, like I said, I want to study, why things happen. And I have a lot of questions myself and within myself of why is things going on here and there and whatnot and so forth. So this here is my career path, my professional goals, and that'll be all. Thanks. Bye.